Hello, hello, hello. It's Kyle Van Boards with Voris.com, and today we're going to be discussing a game of darts that we all play. Let's talk about it. Alrighty folks, so I'm excited to jump in. I'm going to talk about a book that had a dramatic impact on my life. It really helped me think differently about my emotions and then specifically how to control them. Now, the book covers a lot of subjects. When I read it a few years back, this is the part that meant the most to me. Odds are if I read it again or if you read it, we'll have totally different takeaways, but I'm going to share with you the one that I had a few years ago. Before I jump in, if you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. It helps me know that this is the type of stuff I should be creating and I'll make more of it. All right, the name of the book is Buddha's Brain. It's by a PhD named Rick Hanson. I'll put a link to it in the description here so that you can check it out if you're interested. But specifically, I wanted to highlight a part of the book that had the most impact on me. At a whole, the book talks about the neuroscience behind a lot of Buddhist principles. That's why it's called Buddha's Brain. And he talks about this neuroscience and how a lot of those principles and practices of Buddhism line up with what we know with neuroscience about having positive impacts on both the brain and the body, you know, spiritual, mental, physical, all that good stuff. But today, what I'm talking about specifically is this story, this anecdote from Buddhism that he shares in the book about two darts. Dart number one is something that happens to you. So for example, maybe I walk into my house and I step on a Lego that was on the ground and I feel that pain. That's the first dart. It's something that happens to you. The second dart is your emotional reaction to the first dart. So let's say I walk into the house, I step on the Lego, that's the first dart, and then I go and I yell at my daughter. That's the second dart. Hey, you should have picked up all the Legos or something like that. That's the second dart. That's the emotional response. Now, it's obviously not good, but here's where it gets even more interesting. Sometimes second darts are present when a first one never was. Let me say that again. Sometimes a second dart is present when a first one never was. Have you ever gotten a text message that made you mad? And then when you talk to the person, you realize you misinterpreted it? Or maybe you got an email or Slack message from a colleague and it really got you fired up, but they didn't mean it in the way you took it. That's an example of a second dart causing an emotional response when a first dart wasn't even present. So what does that mean? Part of the book, he talks about the 4 stages of awareness and ultimately getting rid of experiencing second darts, because awareness is the key here. So I'm going to go through each one of the stages to help illustrate this idea. All right, stage number 1 is you have a second dart reaction and you're totally oblivious. So I step on the Lego, I yell at my daughter, I have no control over that, I'm not thinking about it, I'm just reacting. That's stage 1. Stage 2 is that you realize you're being hijacked by that second dart emotional response, but you have no power to control it. So I step on the Lego, I immediately get mad at my daughter. I realize I'm having an emotional response. It might not, there's definitely no reason to go yell at my daughter. I realize this, but I do it anyway. That's stage 2 of awareness. Stage 3 is that there's some level of that reaction taking place. So you feel it there. I step on the Lego. I feel that anger like, oh, my daughter left a Lego. But then you do nothing. You're able to suppress it and not allow the reaction to take over your behavior. Stage 4, you don't even experience the reaction at all. I walk in, I step on the Lego. I go, ow, move my foot, pick it up, and put it away. I don't feel any emotional response towards anyone about the fact that I just stepped on a Lego, which sounds silly, but that is the goal. Because if you can control these second dart reactions, you're gonna have a lot more peace in your life. The more you allow your emotions to take control of what you do, the less peace you have, the more stress you're gonna have, and ultimately, the more difficult your life will be. Alrighty, folks, that is just a quick little synopsis of a really powerful part of a book. Had a big impact on me. I highly suggest you reading it. If you like part of the book, maybe a different part, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. I should probably reread the thing. So hopefully you enjoyed it and we'll talk soon.